Before we begin, please be advised that viewer discretion is strongly recommended. None of the content presented here has been exaggerated or taken out of context. These are the exact statements made by the prosecution team, defense team, and Mia on the Diddy's trial. Some words have been censored to comply with YouTube guidelines. What you are about to hear is a voiceover reading of Deontay Nash and Mia's testimony from the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Source: Courtroom Reporter at Inner City Press on X.com. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Listen at your own discretion.
Texts from you. What was Capricorn Clark's role in 2011, the mixtape?
She was gone.
What did she work on when she was there?
Maybe the photo shoot you guys showed yesterday. I learned a lot from Capricorn, actually.
Do you recall a picture of Cassie and green hair?
That was a group idea. I walked the carpet with Cassie in New York at the VMAs. It was a curated look.
You had to get approval?
Yes, from Puff.
You say Mr. Combs was kicking Cassie on the ground, the unfortunate eye gash incident, correct?
Yes.
You didn't tell the prosecutors she was kicked while bleeding?
They didn't ask. I only answered what they asked.
You know Cassie was in a relationship with Kid Cudi while she was in a relationship with Mr. Combs.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know?
I thought she and Puff had broken up.
Cassie was in South Africa. You were at the Revolt conference in Miami, correct?
Yes, I was there to style Lil' Kim.
So you...
Yes, I put her together with Michael B. Jordan. I mean, he fine, she fine. Why not?
So Gina was in Miami too.
No, you don't put that on me. They kept me away from seeing Gina.
Cassie got upset.
She said, why does he keep humiliating me in my career?
She was upset.
Not really.
You set her up with Michael B. Jordan?
Yes, and Mia drove it home, making sure she had his number.
So a bad boy employee set her up with Michael Jordan.
That's Michael B. Jordan. Don't mess that up.
Do you know Andre Branch?
No.
You were aware Cassie was in a relationship with Andre Branch?
Oh, the cute football player? Yes, but I never met him.
And in 2016, with Brandon of the NBA, sorry. In these texts, you talk with Cassie about Michael B. Jordan. You say no one better say to me, L-Y. What is L-Y?
Love you, or maybe it's a typo. Lie know everything. I don't remember. I'm sure we were being antagonized by your client.
Cassie was upset by Gina?
She'd say, girl, let's go out and do our thing.
Do what she want to do?
Actually, we are both pretty chill. Stayed in the house a lot, but that would be fair.
Let's read these messages. You do the blue.
Oh, you got some names in here.
Just go ahead.
Where you going?
Secret trip out town.
Girl. Good friends don't cry. That's not my method. I just replied, girl.
Highlight the green part. Cassie is telling you October 30th, 2013, after the incident with the cut on the face, she says, I've already been turning up too much. You say you saw her with a black eye on FaceTime around the time of the Intercontinental?
I saw it in person. When her makeup would wear off, you could see it.
At this moment, the judge interrupted him and told him, let the defense ask the questions.
You read these. After Cassie says, this N is wasted, we both did the same.
Is there a lot of people there? Oh, it's talking about a Gwen Stefani song.
He said, take your broke ass home and ride into the sunset.
And we did.
Did she mention to you about having thumbs with other men?
No, she didn't tell me.
Mr. Nash, read that to yourself, then lift up. On May 10th, 2025, you told the government the videos came from her phone?
No, I told them that he would tape her on her phone.
Isn't it true she said videos were from her phone?
He would record her on her phone. I stand firm on that.
You say, Mr. Combs said, you won't do this one thing for me?
Yes.
You said you saw Mr. Combs pointing in Cassie's face in The Blind Dragon, right? But you never told the government, right? The first you said is at trial.
I guess so. I gave them very little by phone. She said she didn't want to go.
You helped pick her clothes for court?
She couldn't fit anything. She needed clothes.
For the pregnancy?
Right.
On that Friday after she finished, she called you and said, I'm done.
It wasn't like that.
Did you get Cassie super high?
What? No, I did not.
At this moment, the judge interrupted him and told him, Mr. Nash.
This 29th birthday, you say she packed toys in her duffel bag from her bedroom, right?
Correct.
Mr. Combs didn't say grab the toys?
They were going...
On the golf cart. Let's talk about Las Vegas, New Year's, 2016 to 17. You said you were told Cassie was sleeping all day?
Correct.
Put up DX 1847 for the parties only. What's this?
Cassie?
The low budget producer you mentioned was there?
Yes, right next to me, snoring.
You say Cassie told you another man was coming over and asked you to leave?
Both of us.
Your reaction was size?
Yes?
You saw a man walking around, knocking on the door, and they let him in?
Yes?
There were not, right?
We were doing them in our separate places. Once I start working, I just start going. I was packing my 10 body bags.
Then they went to a hotel, and again, she didn't tell you she didn't want to go, correct?
Actually, she said she wanted to stay home, work on her music.
Read the green.
Enjoy y'all time together. Y'all don't get much of this.
That's you telling Cassie in January 2017 to enjoy her time with Puff, correct?
Yes?
Cassie wrote, I spoke up for myself, and you wrote you wish you were with them on vacation.
No, I meant in Mexico, not with them.
Cassie wrote, the next room is on the beach, this one on the golf course. I have everything organized.
LOL, do you all have a lot of...
Yes, but we made it all fit.
Girl, you always on vacation?
You stayed in touch with Mr. Combs?
Yeah, because he was cutting up.
Oh, I get it. You did a seafood thing with Cassie?
Correct.
DX1814. You know Kim Porter, who tragically passed?
Yes?
You knew Andre Harrell passed?
Yes?
You texted Mr. Combs to make sure he okay?
Correct.
Mr. Combs wrote to you, the trainer? You could have given me a heads up. Black heart emoji. How is she? He meant Cassie.
Yes.
In 2020, you wrote to Mr. Combs, I love you. Anything you need, I got you.
Yes?
Mr. Combs won an award that year, and you congratulated him.
I don't think so. I asked how to RSVP to his party for someone else, Claire Solmers.
Cassie told you about a secret trip.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
You deeply care for Cassie for 15 years?
Yes?
She kept secrets from you.
And I do from her. We don't have to tell each other everything.
Nothing further.
Why were you afraid for her?
Things could get fast.
What devices did Mr. Combs use to film her?
Hers.
You said they appeared high at the 29th birthday party.
Yes.
Was Mr. Combs in control of his actions?
Yes.
And what did you say?
You're going to get some tonight.
Did she want to go?
No.
No further questions.
At this moment, that was the end of Deontay Nash's testimony, and the next witness was called.
How do you wish to be identified?
Mia, M-I-A,
Don't show this exhibit. What is it?
my passport.
Show it for the jury only.
I would like to see it too.
Where are you from?
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Who is this?
Sean Combs,
What did you call him?
Puff. I worked for him as personal assistant, then as director of development and acquisitions for Revolt Films.
How was it working there?
Puff's mood changed all the time.
Was he violent to you?
Yes, he's thrown things at me. He's thrown me against the wall, into a pool, ice bucket on my head, slammed my arms into a door, and he sexually assaulted me
More than once?
more than once.
Did you want to be in the arts?
Yes, this was before social media. I thought if I put my mattress on my car and drove to New York, I could do it. I went to work for Georgina Chapman, red carpet dressing,
Then,
assistant to Mike Myers.
how did Mr. Combs hire you?
I met with a recruiter. I met with HR and Tony Baez Fletcher.
Did Mr. Combs interview you?
He at his apartment. He was on the phone wearing his underwear. The HR lady left.
Did he put on clothes?
Yes,
Did you get the job?
yes, I was excited.
How much did you expect to work?
A lot, but I didn't fully understand.
How much were you paid?
$50,000.
What did you do on your first day?
HR told me I was on trial for 2 weeks.
Where did you start?
His Alpine, New Jersey house. I was there all day.
Then where?
Back to the office for a few hours more. Then I was told Puff wanted me to come to the studio
How long were you there?
until 1 p.m. the next day.
Then where did you go?
Puff's apartment, then home.
How fast did you have to return?
I didn't take a nap. I didn't want to risk it.
How much did you sleep during your first 24 hours on the job?
I didn't. I took it as a challenge. There had been a TV show a few years before called I Want to Work for Diddy. It was like that.
How did you deal with the lack of sleep?
When I was young, I'd tell myself, you can sleep at 3 p.m.
At this moment, the defense objected, but was overruled.
How long did you stay up once?
5 days. I take Adderall extended release. I could quasi-function and stay awake.
When did you go to sleep?
My hearing went and my equilibrium was off. Blurred vision, lights that weren't there. I cried.
Were you then told you could sleep?
Yes.
By whom?
Puff.
Why did you stay awake that long?
I was working.
I am introducing exhibits. These exhibits are under seal.
At this moment, the defense objected, but seems to be overruled.
What is this?
A list of my responsibilities I sent to Tony Baez Fletcher on November 10th, 2011. Puff has said, I don't know what you do all day.
Let's focus on a few things in this document. Please read this, Mia.
All of PD's social media presence.
Who is PD?
Sean Combs, Puff Daddy. I wrote, main liaison between PD and Hollywood.
Did you do that?
Blackberry 24/7. I wrote, anticipate his moods.
Why was that important?
It dictated the day.
You wrote, every day is different.
And that he can ask you to crack his knuckles or do his taxes.
Did you have an apartment?
Yes, in NYC.
Were you there much?
No. My roommates joked they lived with a ghost.
In LA? Where did you stay?
In the staff house then and Puff's house, 9933 Beverly Grove. Then 9374 Beverly Crest Drive. Then 200 South Mapleton.
In Miami?
2-star.
Could you leave?
Only with Puff's permission. Once I left at 2 a.m. after he was asleep, I got in big trouble.
What happened?
Security called me to say he was sending them to find me. It was at the first LA house, 2009 or 2010.
Were you allowed to lock your bedroom door?
No, he said, it's my house. No one locks my doors in my house, so it wasn't really my room.
But did security get to lock their doors?
Yes, one had a deadbolt, another a keypad. I was told they were actively hiring other assistants.
How long did Malcolm, the assistant who was there when you started, stay?
7 or 8 months.
Were you the only one then?
Yeah, for like a year.
How did you feel?
I didn't have time to feel. It was insane. Puff gave me a pep talk like we were a team. He said, I need a second brain.
Did he hire more?
Yes, eventually, but I still felt like I was responsible.
You got punished?
In various ways, getting cursed out, my intelligence insulted, and my job threatened.
Who did those things?
Puff,
Who's this?
George Kaplan. He was another personal assistant for Puff after me.
What was Revolt Films?
Puff and I started it together.
Were you still performing personal assistant duties?
Yes,
How much did you get paid?
70,000, then 100,000. There were supposed to be bonuses.
Did you get them?
No,
Who is this?
Cassie Ventura,
How did you know her?
working for Puff. We became close friends.
Still today?
Yes,
How was their relationship?
highs and lows, unequal.
Was there in their relationship?
Yes,
We'll get back to that. What was Mr. Combs' role with respect to her career?
he decided on everything. Shows, the look,
What is this?
an email from Cass to Puff and others, me.
When did she send it?
It was 4 a.m. It says 7 a.m., but we were in California. It was one of their hotel nights.
What did she write?
She was canceling, apologizing to Interscope and others.
Did Mr. Combs respond? Please read.
Cass wrote about telling Slevin Hill.
What did she mean, do you think?
Stephen Hill of BET. Cass wrote, no support, no show.
Why did you forward this to Tony Fletcher?
I had to keep her informed. She was in charge of booking hotels.
Did you ever see Mr. Combs on a movie set?
Yes, everyone would be very nervous. He would insert himself.
What was his role with respect to Cassie's appearance?
He was in charge of it.
Did you have exposure to Cassie's finances?
Yes,
How?
I learned the company paid her credit cards and that the places where she lived were under his company names and her cars.
Did he take things away?
Yes, cars and jewelry and support. If he couldn't get her on the phone, he'd keep tabs on her through me.
What was part of your job to spend this time with Cassie?
Yes, I had to do whatever Puff told me to do.
Could you go where you wanted?
No, we had to be where Puff told us we could be.
And if not,
Something very scary. The punishment was unpredictable but terrifying.
we'll talk some more about that as we get through your testimony. How would Mr. Combs communicate with Ms. Ventura?
Sometimes through me.
Did you see violence? What kind?
I saw a lot of aftermaths and injuries she had. I've seen him attack her and throw her on the ground. I've seen him, crack her head open. I've seen him chase her. Things like that.
Did she fight back?
No.
What did you hear and see?
Suitcases being thrown into the foyer.
Did you see Cassie after that?
She was outside, crying in a bush. She looked terrified. She gestured. I'm hiding. I'm not here.
What did you do?
Retreated.
Did you tell anyone?
I think the chef was in the kitchen. The sentiment was like,
At this moment, the defense objected and was sustained.
What did the chef say to you?
At this moment, the defense objected and the prosecution said,
Not for the truth.
and it was still sustained.
What happened in Cassie's apartment?
we were there. Me, Cass, and Deontay Nash.
What were you doing?
Helping her pack for a big trip to London. Puff came banging on the door, very irate.
How did he get in?
Key from front desk.
What was Mr. Combs asking Cassie?
He said, "Have you been drinking or something?" She hadn't answered his calls.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He came after me and Deontay screaming, "Has she been drinking?" He was crazy aggressive. He attacked her. He threw her to the ground. Me and Deontay jumped in and tried to stop it.
What did you do?
Deontay is very small in comparison to Puff. There was a little tornado going on. He had Deontay in a position where I was scared he was going to kill him. So I jumped on Puff, but he threw me off and against the wall. I felt like I was in slow motion. I realized we were in big danger. He ran into the bedroom and grabbed Cass. Under her bed is this wood bed platform. He slammed her head into the corner.
What injuries did Cassie get?
Her head was gushing blood.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He got into protector survivor mode. He said to call Dr. So-and-so, tell them Cass was drunk and hit her head.
Why did you do it?
Puff said to, his eyes were black. It was like he was looking through me. He was like completely.
At this moment, the judge interrupted and said, let's get a next question.
Did you see Mr. Combs take drugs?
Yes.
When he was high, how did he appear?
Sometimes the life of the party, or hyper.
Where was this?
Ibiza, or Burning Man, or music conferences.
When he smashed her head, did he seem high?
No.
Did you go to Prince's party?
Yes.
What happened the night before?
Big award ceremony. Suite in the Beverly. He told me to stay with Cassie, that he was going to be at his house with his kids. But then I heard about Prince's party.
What did you do?
Cass and I debated like little kids if we should sneak out of the house and go to Prince's party. Prince performed on a little table. Then I saw Puff come in with his bucket hat. We locked eyes. I thought, oh crap. Cass just booked it.
Where did you go?
Across the street there were woods or bushes, but Puff caught Cass and had her on the ground. Puff started to attack her, but Prince's security quickly intervened.
And later?
I went to another hotel. The next day, HR told me Puff was suspending me without pay.
Did she say why?
That Puff said I was being insubordinate.
Mia, you were speaking about between Mr. Combs and Cassie. Have you traveled to Turks and Caicos?
Yes, to Parrot Key, twice. In 2012, me, Puff, and Cass.
What happened?
I was sleeping in my bedroom and I was woken up. Cass ran in saying, "You've got to help me. He's going to kill me."
What did you do?
We started pushing furniture in front of the door to try to block it. Puff was banging and screaming. I had a porch that went out to the beach. We ran.
What do you remember about running?
I remember being amazed that even while running fast, we could be attacked by bugs.
Did you run another time?
I have another visual of where we were hiding, of trying to escape like 2 separate times. We got onto paddle boards and went out on the water. Puff was on the beach screaming at us. It was flat and we went out far. Puff got smaller and smaller on the beach. The sky got dark and
At this moment, the defense objected but was overruled.
we went back.
Did you ever call police?
No.
Why not?
I believed Puff's authority was above the police. This was before social media and the Near Me Too movement. There were no examples of people standing up. I thought it was under the confidentiality deal with Puff's business.
What's this?
A photo of Cass eating a hot dog at the premiere of her movie, The Perfect Match. She has bruising under her makeup. I took this photo.
Any other injuries covered up on a red carpet?
Yes, at Cannes Film Festival.
What injuries did you see?
A busted lip. She was injured.
Where were you?
In her hotel room with Larry Sims, her hairstylist.
Did you learn how she got the injuries?
Cass had an audio recording of Puff attacking her.
How did Cassie sound on the audio recording?
At this moment, the defense objected and it was overruled.
Panicked. I heard the sound of someone getting hit.
Did you go to events?
The premiere of Brad Pitt's movie Killing Them Softly.
What happened at the premiere?
Puff was digging his nails into her arm and talking low.
What would Mr. Combs ask you to do?
Take care of her. I'd bring her arnica gel.
For what?
Bruises.
Let's turn to December 22nd, 2011.
At Puff's house, the mood was darker than normal. This was more of a, like, Puff was upset
What did he tell him?
that Cass had been talking to somebody else.
Who?
Kid Cudi.
How was he?
He seemed heartbroken. It was ominous. I'd never witnessed Cass to do something to really cause him to be upset. I felt something bad would happen.
Did you then see her?
In a black car with Capricorn Clark.
Did you reach out to anyone?
Yes, to D-Rock.
What is this?
My emails with D-Rock.
Only the redacted one into evidence.
At this moment, the defense objected to it, but then the prosecution said,
He was security.
then the judge said, with that foundation admitted.
Read the messages.
I wrote to D-Rock, I'm worried about P. This feels different. Hit this email when you get it. Love you.
Were you romantically involved with D-Rock?
Definitely not. That's just how we talked.
Let's talk about the hotel nights. What was your role?
I would, sometimes take them there, unpack, set up. I would have to just be like on call, essentially, and clean up before housekeeping.
What would you bring?
His lotions and potions, Astroglide and candles, some of them cheap Glade candles without the label on. They had to be white.
What else would you bring to the hotel?
Anything he forgot at the house. Food, money,
How much?
a lot, like thousands of dollars.
Do you remember seeing Cassie?
At the London Hotel in New York, I brought something to the room. Cass opened the door. She was wearing a bright blue wig.
How did she appear?
Like she was struggling. I asked, "Are you good?" She closed the door.
How told you to clean the rooms?
Puff and the office. It was standard to sweep the room so no housekeeper can sell something to TMZ.
How were the rooms?
Destroyed. Candle wax everywhere. I've seen broken glass, sometimes blood, oil on walls,
What would Mr. Combs tell you about the blood?
that it was period blood.
What happened in Cassie's car in LA?
Cass got a call, then told me, he wants to do a hotel night. I don't want to. She got sick.
After the hotel night?
Man down.
What did that mean?
They'd stay in the room sleeping, only up to eat.
Did you do drugs before you worked for Mr. Combs?
No.
And after?
Yes, MDMA. Puff gave it to me. He said that I was now part of the Breakfast Club.
What did he mean?
Like the Cool Club. He said his MDMA was pure. I felt like I was now a friend hanging out and I could enjoy myself.
Did you take ketamine?
Yes, at Burning Man. We were partying on a tour bus. We had the blackout shades down. He had the drinks on plates. I tried to say no.
What happened?
Puff wouldn't get it go. It turned a little more serious, that I was going to mess up the whole vibe. I tried to fake take it. He got close to my face and humiliated me.
How?
He separated out a dose and made me snort it. I didn't want to fall into the K-hole. I'd seen a person. It looked like an exorcism.
Did you want to take the ketamine?
I didn't feel I had a choice.
Did he take drugs while working?
He was always working, once on the way to Chelsea Handler.
How did Mr. Combs treat you?
Sometimes like best friend and working partner. Sometimes like I was a worthless piece of crap.
How would he compliment you?
My work. He'd give me life advice.
And to tell you you were worthless?
Long extended rants about how incompetent and stupid I was. Threaten my job.
Anything physical?
Throw things at me.
Did he talk about jobs for you?
Yes. Before Revolt Films, he talked about other companies. I told him I wanted to create and develop TV shows, especially comedy. He said that's what he wanted to do too. Then he'd take away my credits.
What did he throw at you?
A bowl of spaghetti, turkey meat, a computer, a phone.
Let's talk about the spaghetti. What did he tell you to do?
To go get people, but I needed to change my tampon. He yelled, "Yo, girl." I said, "Do it now." Blood was dripping down my leg. I said, "I have to go change my tampon."
What did Mr. Combs do?
He threw his bowl of spaghetti at me, then said, "Get the out of my house." He chased me out. I was barefoot. I hid in a bush, then to a hotel.
What did HR tell you?
That I was going to be suspended without pay. That's what Puff wanted.
Where were you when he threw a computer at you?
In a trailer. Swizz Beats was there. The Wi-Fi was broken, and I went to look into it. I came back and said they were working on it.
What did Mr. Combs do?
I said I should talk to Bill Gates if I had to. Then he threw his computer at my head. Hard. It just missed me. I ran and hid behind the luggage van.
How did you feel?
I wondered, what did I do to make him like this to me?
Did he hurt you?
Turks and Caicos, and at the Revolt offices.
Where were you at Turks?
A hammock by my room. Puff dumped a bucket of ice on me, screaming. Then Puff took my phone. I didn't want him to see it. The team, we'd message about his moods. I didn't want him to see it. So I jumped on his back.
What did he do?
He threw me back into the pool.
And at Revolt TV?
He was using my phone, and I didn't want him to see my message. Maybe I called him an asshole. I tried to get the phone back. He ran into the bathroom, then slammed the door on my arm, repeatedly.
Injuries?
Bruises.
Did you see him later?
At the studio. He told me he sent all my compromising photos to him phoned, in case I had stuff on him. Kind of like a bullying joke.
How did you take it?
I had no photos, so I knew he was lying.
What are these?
My emails with Tony and Shannon, I said, Puff took my iPhone. I don't know when I'll get it back. Tony asked, what happened? I said, definitely an in-person story.
Why?
I wouldn't put in writing.
Who was Matt?
Puff's engineer. At one point, we dated.
I have more.
At this moment, the judge interrupted the prosecution with a break. Then they continued.
The assaults, when did they occur?
When I was working for Puff.
Where was the first time?
The Plaza Hotel in New York for Puff's 40th birthday.
Were you his personal assistant?
Yes, I'd been there only a few months.
What rooms did Mr. Combs rent out?
The penthouse, party guests, and celebrities there.
What did Mr. Combs do?
He asked to speak to me in the kitchen.
What did he do?
He had everyone else clear the room,
What did he say?
that we were going to be working closer together. He poured us 2 shots of vodka each for his birthday.
What did you do with the shot?
I took them. They hit me hard. Usually I could take it, easily. My eyes couldn't focus. His face was close. He put his arm up the side of my dress, and he kissed me.
Did you want him to?
No,
Were you able to say no?
I was shocked. I froze. I didn't process what was happening. Next thing I knew, it was morning, and I was in a chair in the penthouse.
How had you looked at him?
Like an older adult, he was the boss or the king.
What were your expectations?
I thought it would never happen again. A huge accident.
And were there other times he made you feel uncomfortable sexually?
Yes, I had to carry bags to his room. Downstairs was Uncle Paulie.
What did he say to you?
At this moment, the defense objected on the grounds of hearsay. Then the prosecution said,
For the effect?
and the judge overruled it.
I brought the bags. He asked me to pull up something on his computer. He came and sat next to me, leaned over me as if to put his face in the computer, like in an uncomfortable way.
How did you feel?
I pretended I had to go to the bathroom.
Where were you the next time Mr. Combs you?
The Beverly Grove house. I was asleep on the bottom bunk. I wasn't allowed to lock the door. I woke up. There was the weight of a person on me.
Who?
Puff. It was so fast. He used one hand to get his pants undone. He put himself inside of me.
You mean his inside of you?
I just froze,
How did you feel?
terrified and confused and ashamed and scared.
How long?
Very quick. But it felt like forever. But he wouldn't leave a job unfinished.
Is that when it would end?
Yes,
The next time?
the Beverly Crest house. I was on his bedroom closet floor putting things in a bag. Then Puff was in the closet. He had his out and he grabbed my head
At this moment, Mia began to cry.
and put it in.
Mr. Combs took his out and put it in your mouth.
Yes, I was frozen. I didn't do anything. I just,
At this moment, Mia began sobbing.
How did you feel?
like trash, scared and ashamed.
How long did it last?
It was very fast.
Were there other sexual assaults?
Yes, I have a dark feeling. One time we were flying on a private jet. Everyone was asleep. By the bathroom, there was a bed. I went by and he was standing right there. I tried to make it about other people who might see or hear. It didn't work.
How did you feel?
Helpless. I had lost some layer of protection. I wasn't safe. Terrified.
Do you remember what happened?
No,
Was Cassie ever there?
no,
Did you ever want these sexual acts with Mr. Combs?
no.
Did you ever tell him no?
I couldn't tell him no about a sandwich or anything. Then he would know that I thought what he was doing was wrong. I didn't want to lose everything I'd worked so hard for. This was the only world I had anymore.
What would happen to your job?
I would never work in that industry again.
And physically?
That I'd be attacked. I don't want to die. He threatened that he would tell Cass that I had something to do with it.
How did you feel?
Desperate and trapped. Worst scary situation. I would have done anything. It was my fault.
Did you tell anyone?
No, I was going to die with this. I would be humiliated, never work again.
And who would do these things?
Puff and all his people. This was way before social media and the Me Too movement. There was this confidentiality.
Did others speak up?
Kayla Faulkner.
How did you hear?
I heard there was an urgent call among film people.
What did you hear?
At this moment, the judge asked the prosecution to lay out some context.
Who was on the call?
HRC suite executives.
What were you told?
If she sued, I'd have to testify. I was supposed to say she was drinking and punched me, and that's why she was fired.
Was that why?
No. It was because she complained.
When else were you told you'd have to testify?
After Capricorn Clark.
Did you have to testify?
No,
Why didn't you go to the police about Mr. Combs sexually harassing you?
I didn't even consider it.
Did you have experience with police?
Yes, I was speeding. I hadn't had time to get my license renewed. It was the only time I name dropped. I told her who I worked for and she said, "Get him on the phone." I did, and she laughed. "Oh, Puff Daddy, I love you."
Did you get a ticket?
No,
Why didn't you tell us at first about the sexual assaults?
it's the most shameful thing of my life.
Did you get a lawyer for this testimony?
Yes,
Did you speak about these sexual assault before or after you got the lawyer?
After.
Do you want to be talking about these sexual assaults?
No, it's traumatizing.
Why are you here today?
At this moment, the judge said, Mrs. Smyser, you've asked that. And then they broke there, and that was it for today in court. What do you think about this testimony? Who?
Employee's family?
Yes, I was surrounded by them, and everyone referred to each other that way.
You dated an employee?
Yes, Matt, the sound engineer.
Were you and Matt able to hang out together normally?
No, we had an apartment together in New York, but we were rarely there at the same time.
Why did you go to South Africa?
Puff told me to accompany Cassie. She was shooting a movie.
What happened there?
Cass had caught Puff cheating on her with Gina. She was devastated.
What were her interactions with Mr. Combs?
They were on the phone. He was in Miami. Then she stopped answering the calls.
I'll read the blue messages. KK, Ms. Coram, and you read the gray. That's you. She wrote, PD wants to talk to you. Who's that?
Puff.
Audio call not completed?
I wasn't answering the calls, but I spoke with Puff. He threatened to kill me.
What else did he threaten you with?
He said he was firing me. He said I had to leave and fly back. And he threatened to kill me.
Ms. Coram wrote, I need to talk to her. Not sure what to do. He needs you to call him now, or you don't have a job. How did it make you feel?
Desperate, terrified, and really, really sad.
Did you answer KK's calls?
No, I texted back that I had been asleep. It sucks to wake up to this every morning. I'm being shit on from all sides. I'm in a f***ed up spot.
And what was KK answer?
She wrote, can you call me when you get a chance? I wrote, I'm having anxiety attacks and night fears.
About who?
Puff.
Who are these WhatsApps with?
Puff. I screenshot them. I've had other phones since.
What did Mr. Combs write?
If you don't call me in 2 minutes, I'm going to tell everything. You're fired. ABC and their lawyers, let's go to war.
What do you think he meant by tell everything?
He'd tell Cassie about the...
What do you think he meant by ABC?
I had written a show based on my life as an assist. It hit the press, the most I ever got. He was threatening to take that away.
Did the show ever air?
No.
What did he write now?
Call me now, call me now. Now then, don't ever call me again. I wrote back that I'd been asleep.
Is that the end of the screenshots?
Yes.
What's this?
My email to Puff, then to KK.
What did you write?
I'm really sorry, Puff. You know I love you, smiley face. I paid for my own flight. It will cost to change it. I'm sorry to ask for the money. I'm sorry. I want to make sure you are good. At the end of the day, regardless, I love you.
Why did you send this?
He told me to return. Then he told me to stay. I couldn't afford the change fees. I told him, Cece says she really need me right now, but of course I'll do whatever you want. I love you.
Who is Double C?
Cass,
Why did you write that?
because I worked for him. To him, that's all that mattered.
Why did you CC Ms. Coram?
Because I needed an answer. I was in limbo.
When you got back from South Africa, where did you work?
The office in LA.
Did you have less access to Mr. Combs?
Much less.
Did it make your jobs easier or harder?
It made it almost impossible. I needed his okay for everything, but I couldn't get any responses from him.
How did it make you feel?
Defeated.
What is this?
A note for HR to me.
What was the date?
March 31st, 2011.
What was happening?
I was suspended without pay.
What had happened?
He came in and didn't see I had laid all the options out. He started ranting. I tried to point to the other options.
Who was this with?
James Cruz. He worked for Puff in like a managerial role. He asked for tickets. I wrote back, Puff is currently firing me right now. He wrote back, LOL. I wrote back, no, seriously, sad face.
What is this?
Email, D-Rock to me, March 25th, 2011.
D-Rock asked, what happened?
He went batch crazy about his shirt.
Where was Puff?
With D-Rock going to the doctor and some other errands. I asked D-Rock to give me a heads up before they came back, so I could be out of the way.
What did HR tell you?
Puff wanted me suspended without pay, and I was.
Mia, does this memo document the reasons you were suspended?
No. HR told me Puff said I was being insubordinate.
Did you get other documents like this from HR?
Yes,
How did they make you feel?
so sad that I did something wrong.
Did you continue working for Mr. Combs?
Yes,
Did you feel you could leave your job?
that wasn't a thought. I had tried to run away before and it didn't work.
Did you feel you could get other jobs?
Oh no, he would have made sure. I was scared of him.
When did you try to run away from your job? New Year's 2010 to 2011. Where were you?
St. Bart's.
Who was there?
Me, Puff, Kim, the kids, some others.
Where did you stay?
A yacht that Puff chartered.
What did Mr. Combs ask you to do?
To count the money in the safe. He yelled I was counting too slow. He chased me out and told me, "You better learn to walk on water like Jesus, bitch. Get the fuck out of here."
Whose job was it to count?
Security. I asked the crew to take me to land, but it was a hurricane or something. I hid on the 3rd floor.
Who spoke to you?
Kim. She tried to console me and said, "Don't worry about it." I saw Puff coming toward me. I ran and hid in the crew cabin.
Did the crew take you to land in a tender boat?
Yes, but then they got a call. I had to come back.
Were you able to leave the country?
No, my passport was on the boat. Puff's staff had it.
Did you go back to the boat?
Yeah, I was told to get in the car, to go on the plane to Vegas with Puff.
In the car? Could you hear Puff's call?
He was telling his chief of staff I needed to be suspended, making up a story. I didn't get to finish. He yelled, "Shut the f*** up."
You left Mr. Combs' companies in 2017?
Yes, I spoke with Brian Offit. We were editing the Bad Boy documentary. I was producing that.
What did Brian tell me?
That Mr. Combs wanted to end Revolt Films. The company was going away.
How did you feel?
I think I saw snot coming out of my nose for a while. I was worried. I had been told Revolt Films was the only company that had made money that year.
How did you feel?
That I had done something wrong.
What did Brian Offit say?
That they would work out severance, but it was the holidays.
Did you speak to anyone else?
KK. I had a little bit of time to horrifically process what had happened. KK said, "You're still working on the documentary."
Did you?
Yes, until March or April.
What did you do after it?
Cried myself to sleep. I ignored all the calls.
Did you have conversations with Cassie after?
I could never tell who was with or without Puff, so I didn't respond. KK said Puff couldn't believe I would go against him. I had gotten an employment attorney. KK said Puff couldn't believe it.
Did you get paid?
After 9 months, my attorney proposed a mediation. They asked for like $10 million.
Who came up with that figure?
My lawyers,
Did you bring up the incidents?
a few of them. I feel that I was doing something horrible. I was breaking the idea of confidentiality, telling secrets. I felt wrong and shameful.
Did you bring up the sexual assaults?
Oh no, I was going to die with that.
How much did you receive?
$200,000. My lawyers got that much too.
What was it for?
Bonuses I hadn't been paid and out of pocket.
Would you return the money to have this never have happened?
At this moment, the defense objected, but was overruled.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you have any other lawsuits against Mr. Combs?
No,
Did you contact Mr. Combs again?
when Kim died and when Andre Harrell died.
Did you tell him you loved him in these messages?
Yes, that's how I would speak to him.
Are you aware of Cassie's lawsuit?
Yes, November 2023.
Have you spoken with Cassie since the suit?
Yes, we talk a lot, we both hide from our phones in the depression thing. Then a few days ago, just personal stuff and I love yous.
Did you speak about your testimonies?
Oh no.
After the suit in November 2023, did anyone contact you?
Yes, D-Rock, he was like my big brother.
He said, "How are you?" What did you respond?
D-Rock.
Why all the exclamation points?
'Cause I love exclamation points. And D-Rock. I understood D-Rock was no longer with Puff. He and his wife had a restaurant in the Poconos.
He wrote, "I'm about to call you." What date?
November 30th, 2023.
Did D-Rock call you?
Yes.
What happened on that call?
At this moment, the defense objected, and the judge asked the prosecution to ask again. Then the prosecution said,
What did he say?
and then it was overruled.
He started with personal stuff. Then he said, "The news is crazy." It wasn't like that. It was normal fighting.
Was it?
Absolutely not. D-Rock said, "Puff misses you." He implied everyone agreed. I immediately thought, oh my God.
At this moment, the defense objected on the grounds of non-responsive. Then they went into a sidebar and continued after.
Where did D-Rock say he was?
That he just landed in Miami. He was going to be at Puff's. He was going to take care of Christian. D-Rock said, "Maybe you could say something."
How did you respond?
I pretended I'd talked to Puff.
Did you want to?
No, I was scared. He called me right after D-Rock.
How did you react?
I threw my phone behind the couch and ran out.
Why?
It was just so triggering.
Did you hear from D-Rock again?
Yes,
What did D-Rock write?
that your boy doesn't want you to do anything, just to talk. I didn't want to. I just wanted it to go away.
What then did D-Rock write to you?
He wrote, "I can't believe you're not hitting me back." It was February 22nd, 2024. I knew he wouldn't stop, so I wrote back. I was scuba diving all day and didn't have my phone on the boat.
Was that true?
No, I told D-Rock I called Puff, but there was no answer. I wanted to play neutral.
D-Rock asked, how can I send you something? What did you think he meant?
Money? I said no. I'm always ready to help y'all out.
He wrote, I'm allowed to send my sister a gift. Did he?
No.
What did you think D-Rock was trying to do?
Find out for Puff if I was a threat.
Did Mr. Combs text you in February 2024?
Yes. He said, call me when you have 10 minutes, love.
And this one, February 7th, 2024?
He said, I need my memory jogged.
Did you respond?
No, I didn't want anything to do with him. He was the person I was traumatized by. I knew that this was a front.
Was this the last message?
I think so. I got some.
At this moment, the defense objected, and it was sustained.
Do you work now?
No, I suffer from complex PTSD.
At this moment, the judge asked for a sidebar and then continued.
What are your symptoms?
Misinterpreting emails. Someone calls my name from across the room. All the feelings of getting in trouble come flooding back. I triple guess myself.
Who caused it?
Puff.
At this moment, the judge took a break, then they came back and the cross-examination started.
Because of Sean Combs, you suffer a great deal, right?
Right.
Just seeing him call your number made you throw your phone, true?
True.
He made you do things that are unthinkable.
Yes.
Making you sleep in a room with a lock and coming in and violating you in the most unthinkable way, true?
True.
You said that Sean Combs' conduct was the worst thing that ever happened to you, right?
Yes.
Look at the notebook. I moved for admission of 1702 to 1710. Mia, this is a social media post by you in 2013.
Yes.
It's your personal account. This is what you're doing.
Yes, my personal account.
You wrote, this is what we do when you are not around. I am Diddy, C-Rock, right?
Yes.
You tagged him years after you say he wrote you.
Yes.
This is July 4th, 2013. Whose hands are those?
Casimir.
You wrote rich as fuck and CC. Who is CC?
Cass.
What does CC stand for?
It's just a nickname.
Have you heard Cassie Combs?
Oh, that makes sense.
Here you say he got coffee for you, though, in Forbes list.
Yes.
You say he made you take against your will at Burning Man, but you post about it?
Right.
You posted a picture with him? A man terrorizing you?
Yes.
And this video depicting Mr. Combs as doctor delivering your baby?
It was a funny video. I was proud to be in it.
Mr. Combs' birthday is significant to you, too. You did 2 shots with him, right?
Yes.
Alcohol overcame you, right?
Yes.
You believe you were drugged?
I didn't say that.
A person you really don't know put his mouth on your mouth without your permission, right?
Yes.
His hands up your dress and onto your person. Remember that? It was paralyzing.
Yes.
You wake up in a chair, you told the jury that.
I did.
But this message, and this one, another same-day posting, the anniversary of you being assaulted by Sean Combs, according to your testimony.
I don't celebrate it as the anniversary of that, but his birthday.
What did you write?
Thank you for giving me an extended family for life. You're funny. I love you.
You're in a tutu next to Mr. Combs, right?
Yes,
He's holding his private part in his hand.
I guess so.
You were proud of Mr. Sean Combs.
Of course you'd post the great times.
You wrote, extended family for life. You are forever one of my great fans. This about the man who traumatized you.
I wrote that.
Who is your mentor and brother you are writing about?
Puff.
You did a collage. A lot of them are you and Mr. Combs. You picked out the thumbnails, right?
Right.
What did you write?
Who let me have my hair like that?
You are with Mr. Combs, right?
Yes.
Here you say, look, Ma, I'm in a billboard in Times Square, right?
It's a play on My Name is in Lights.
And this photo,
Me and Cass going to Istanbul.
did Mr. Combs have to approve both of you going on that trip?
Absolutely.
This photo,
We are in the Sprinter van on the way to Cass's club appearance.
where are you in this one?
The W Hotel in Istanbul.
What did you write here?
About Muhammad Ali's birthday. With Puff, I took the photo.
You took one photo?
I'm sure I took multiple, but this was the best one.
This is November 4th, 5 years after you were assaulted.
Yes.
What did you write?
Thank you for being my friend. Hashtag happy birthday, Diddy. Hashtag I'm so hot I'm throwing at myself.
And you have Mr. Combs shirtless in 2 of the pictures.
He's always shirtless.
Mia, you have said you were assaulted so many times you can't remember.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, saying misstates the testimony, and it was sustained.
Have you met with the prosecutors?
Yes.
More than 27 times.
I don't know the number.
Do you remember telling them you don't remember how many times you were assaulted?
I don't know if I phrased it that way.
This has ruined you, right? You are broken, yes.
The slip was part of the way he ruined me, yes.
You wrote, "Thank you for being the good kind of crazy, inspiring me every day."
I don't think people wrote bad stuff about their life on Instagram back then.
Why'd you promote it?
It was my job to promote. It was a cycle of ups and downs. When he was calling me his best friend, I wasn't afraid of him.
You weren't afraid of the man who stole your innocence.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, but it was overruled.
You have family
Parents, a sister.
and friends.
At this moment, the prosecution said, "Time frame? We aren't sure what that means," but they continued after that.
When you posted this, you still had friends?
I had no sounding board. I had to get permission to go to my grandfather's funeral.
The jury was shown an email with D-Rock. You could express yourself, right?
I reached out to him.
What's this?
My friends at Funny or Die, I'm in the video.
What did you write?
You know you are a celebrity when you are spraying champagne at Funny or Die.
What is this?
My birthday post for Justin, Puff's son.
And this one?
C-Rock promo, hashtag.
You are in it with Mr. Combs?
Yes,
Do you ever say anything that Mr. Combs hated you?
never.
Here?
Puff and Jimmy Iovine, legends.
He's traumatized you?
Yes.
You wrote?
Watch Puff tonight on Fuse today. I convinced him to make a door on his TV set and call it the Diddy door.
You post a picture of the person who has ruined your life?
And my boss.
Who made you post this?
No one.
How do you forget about waking up with a man on top, having his way with you?
I was in fear of upsetting him. The moments other than when we were best friends.
How are you best friends with a man you say to you?
Ask my therapist.
What did you write?
Fuck off patron. With a photo of Puff dancing with his tequila.
And in this photo, Mr. Combs is close to you?
Yes.
You are producing the show?
Funny or Die did it. But I was getting producer credits.
At this moment, the prosecution asked for a sidebar. Then they went to lunch and then continued.
What is the Breakfast Club?
The name of our camp, Puff's friends group still partying at breakfast. I was invited in once.
This message from South Africa. You hashtag this Diddy fan club?
Yes, it was run by a girl who shamelessly promoted Puff. She was so sweet.
He supposedly duped and raped you on his birthday, November 4th. How did you not mark that?
I wanted to forget it. I pushed it down.
Are you finished?
Yes.
You put aside, you say you saw Mr. Combs as your sister, your best friend, Cassie. You put it aside and post this.
Yes.
You wrote this.
Puff at iHeart.
What are you doing here?
Promoting Puff's appearance on Blackish. It's a comedy show.
Were you aware of the #Sign Me Too movement? That was a great movement.
Yes.
What are these?
Me and Puff at Burning Man, then on Blackish.
You loved Ms. Ventura? You meant every word on your social media account?
I didn't mean every word on my account, but I do love Cass.
What's this?
A pop-up shop for D-Rock's brand, Invisible Bully.
You promoted Mr. Combs?
Yes.
You're saying this is not the way you felt.
At this moment, the prosecution objected on grounds of argumentative, and it was sustained.
How about the "you are the best unicorn rock star alien"?
I was trying to say it's unique.
Who are the people in this photo?
Mama Combs, Christian, D-Rock, Fahim, Tron.
You worked through March of 2017.
It was confusing.
On December 6th, 2016, you were notified.
I was getting mixed messages.
What was this?
I was promoting the Bad Boy reunion tour. I was doing the documentary on.
I'm going to show you something. DX1700.
I remember this.
You did this?
It was nice of me.
You made this and gave it to Mr. Combs?
Yes.
What did you write at the top?
Puff. Sometimes life goes by at catastrophic speed. I hope on this day, I hope you can sit back and consider, I made this book of articles from 1991 to now.
Did you mean those words?
Yes. He'd said to me, I used to look at the world the way you do, but now that I've done everything, it was sad.
The man you say has ruined your life?
I can tell you what my therapist has said.
How could you do this?
It's called psychological abuse. No one did anything.
What could be more terrible?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained.
There are textbooks out there. It's called an relationship.
But you are not dating Mr. Combs.
Relationships are not limited to that. There were no streaming documentaries about this. No one flinched at his behavior.
At this moment, the judge asked for a sidebar, and then they continued.
Where is it that you confronted him and said, "You have violated me sexually or otherwise"? And he said, "I need your help."
At this moment, the prosecution objected, but it was overruled.
After St. Bart's, I confronted him about his behavior, not the other thing.
You told Cassie she's a superstar and should get the money?
I don't remember that.
Aren't you lying about Mr. Combs' misbehavior?
I have not lied to anyone at all.
Isn't it true it did not happen as many times as you just said?
Everything I said in this courtroom is true.
Why did you make him the scrapbook?
You could talk to an expert about sexual assault.
Could we hand the scrapbook to the jurors? Mia, let me ask you, how did you make this scrapbook?
I researched and reached out for archives.
Archives in a library?
In his company,
But then you did all the work.
I did.
Did you make Mr. Combs a birthday video?
I put one together. I asked people if they wanted to send in a video.
I want to ask you about last 4 digits.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge said, just ask her if she recognizes her number.
I do.
Let's read these messages. I'll be KK.
My life is over. I might as well.
Call me back or I'm calling your parents.
I'm so sorry. I'm with Laura Gomez.
I'm not gonna say it. I can tell you, you are.
The pain hurts so bad.
Who is Laura Gomez?
She was in HR at Combs Enterprises.
You start, I'm gonna kill myself. My life is over.
Yes,
You could have quit.
I didn't see it that way.
Why?
There's a pretty long psychological explanation. I was around them 24 hours a day. This is all I knew.
Why weren't you happy to be severed? Isn't this great?
Not then.
At this moment, the day ended in the Diddy trial, and that was the cross-examination and 1750. Did you work as an assistant to someone?
Maybe 2008 or 2007. I'm not sure.
You had a as an assistant to someone?
Maybe 2008 or 2007. I'm not sure.
You had a resume saying you had the ability to multitask and had thick skin.
I'm not sure I wrote that.
That you were able to deal with uncomfortable situations 24/7. At this moment, the prosecution objected, but was overruled. Did you use this as your CV?
Looks like it.
1753-R for admission. You went to James Madison University. It's a well-known institution.
Sure.
Then you were a design assistant.
Yes.
In 2008 to 9, you say you provided round-the-clock support. All personal and professional needs, keeping passports. They were all collected,
I don't exactly remember. I didn't travel.
but you traveled with Mr. Combs's companies.
Oh, yes.
So when you said they had your passport, they had everyone's passport. True?
Yes.
You are a strong person.
I'm good at teaching people, not necessarily at enforcing things.
You're a leader.
I don't know about that.
You speak up for yourself,
No.
but you empower other people. True.
Yes.
Let's look at your text messages in 1730 at CQ.
I sound like me.
Show the jury 1733. You left Mr. Combs's employ by March 2017.
Yes.
What did you write to Mr. Combs for Christmas 2018? Please read it.
Merry Christmas, I love you, and the New Year's. I had just seen him at Kim's funeral.
You reached out to him.
Absolutely.
This 2019 message.
I wrote, I had a nightmare I was being chased by R. Kelly, and you saved me.
The person you say you saved you. At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge said to rephrase. Here, what did you write?
Sending you all the love in the world.
You were not in his grip anymore.
It's psychological.
Why do you keep referring to psychology? Why did you do this? Kim Porter's tragic death was 5 months before. Why were you reaching out to Mr. Combs?
5 months is not a lot.
What didn't you understand that Mr. Combs was brutal to you? How did you write this? At this moment, the prosecution objected on the grounds of argumentative, and then they had a sidebar, then continued. Now, May 14th, 2020, and you texted to Mr. Combs. What?
My heart is broken about Dre. In my spirituality, I know that when people are done with the physical world, it's that they have completed their mission. I love you.
What's this about?
He auditioned for the James Brown part that Chad Boseman got. I told Puff I'd email him videos of his audition.
You carried about a video camera.
He required me to do it. Pre-iPhone, I was required.
Do you have any footage of Mr. Combs berating you? At this moment, the prosecution objected, but was overruled.
I would not have been allowed to record that.
Do you have anything about Mr. Combs berating you?
It would have violated confidentiality.
You have no text messages.
They showed me one on direct.
Showing what?
Puff saying, "F it, let's go to war."
Nothing else?
Only reaching out to other people in the office, things others had seen.
What did you write here?
I wrote, we had so many funny memories. OMG.
Anything in your phone about being brutalized by Mr. Combs?
I don't think so.
How would we find out? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Mia, didn't you have time away from Mr. Combs to write? Today, he's me?
I did not have time and would not have written that.
August 29th, 2020, he wrote to you. Glad you're well, love. Please send me the footage for the doc. Mr. Combs let you go from your employment.
I don't know why. It was confusing. I was called back.
Here he says, he'll only remember the good times.
Yes.
It's 2020. The Me Too movement is strong for 2 years. You could say, I remember the bad times, right?
I would never have said that.
Because it's not true. At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was overruled. You wrote what?
Love you too. I wrote so many crazy things. Like Mick Jagger trying to take me home, in that Baccarat game, my pink bedazzled iPhone. There were trillions of stories. Of course, I'll send to you. I was bamboozled by Heather. Remember the scrapbook I made you? I've got you.
Why didn't you write, you bamboozled me?
Because I was brainwashed.
By whom?
Puff.
How did he bamboozle you with a part of his body in you without your consent? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. What does brainwashing mean?
The highs were really high and the lows were really low. I was punished whenever Puff was making me believe I had done something wrong. He was praised by the public.
You were aware of the Me Too movement. No outcry out of you. Why?
He said he was going to tell Cassie what happened. I internalized blame and shame.
Who threatened to tell Ms. Ventura about Mr. Combs supposedly assaulting you?
Puff.
Why didn't you respond? Great. Let's tell everyone what you did to me. At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. You said you have a moral obligation to speak up.
Now I do.
Why not in 2017?
I was brainwashed.
When did you first say, me too?
When I first saw him being held responsible. Now I have therapy.
Mr. Combs wrote, I gotta find that. You got a copy. What does it refer to?
I think he means the James Brown video.
Scrapbook.
I wrote, I think I have PDFs. I think I gave it to you for a B-day in your house on Mapleton. I customized that purple leather suit so you could walk not giving an F. If y'all can't find it, I will. But I didn't.
You had a PDF?
I thought so.
What did you write here?
My grandmom went into hospice, so I have to fly out. I have to miss your event here in my hometown. C'est la vie. Crush it and make history. Heart emoji.
Deepest sympathy for your grandmother.
Thanks.
What was this about?
There had been some terrible event with the police. Farrell organized an event to change the narrative of Beach Week, which I think is a college thing.
You wanted to see Mr. Combs.
I did not. I only said so. My hometown of Virginia Beach doesn't usually get this type of attention.
You're telling the jury you were scared of Mr. Combs. True.
True. I was scared of him when he was scary.
Listen to 1750. Tell me if you recognize it. Move to admit 1750 and 1750R. You and Ms. Ventura were best friends. Fair. At this moment, the prosecution objected, and they had a sidebar. One of the videos that was admitted was this video, which we will play for you now.
Shameless plug. Gotta put my lip gloss on. Poppin'! Puff Daddy, the living legend himself. You have not only revolutionized the game, but the entire world. I am so blessed to call you my friend. Thank you for truly being one of the biggest inspirations in my life. To another 44 years of brilliance, let's cheat up. I love you. Happy birthday. Revolt.
And they had a whole argument about evidence, but then continued. You and Ms. Ventura were best friends. Fair?
Yes.
You said she was your sister?
Yes.
You loved her?
Absolutely.
And you feel the same way today?
Yes.
You would never lie to her?
Puff didn't allow me to tell her things. Like where he was, anything he said.
Was Ms. Ventura in love with Mr. Combs?
I thought so.
Did you ever tell her the person she loved raped you?
No.
Do you remember telling her Mr. Combs' brain need to be rewired? At this moment, the prosecution asked for a sidebar, then continued. Why would you cover up for Mr. Combs to Ms. Ventura? Why writing that Mr. Combs is just misunderstood? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and the judge said to rephrase. Did you tell Ms. Ventura she needs to stay with Mr. Combs?
I don't remember that. He could find out what I was telling her.
How?
He had stolen my phone and Cassie's phone many times. He's put tracking devices on her car.
But you were alone with Ms. Ventura.
Yes.
You sued Mr. Combs for $10 million?
It was a mediation. My lawyers ended up getting $200,000.
You got $200,000?
Yes.
Please look at the screen. Is that your social media account?
Looks like a text message. Sounds like me.
Your text to Mr. Combs?
I don't remember sending this.
You are in a tutu, and Mr. Combs appears to be holding his private parts. In Ms. Ventura's lawsuit, she alleged sexual abuse.
Yes.
Why did you still communicate with Mr. Combs? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Did you meet these prosecutors in January 2024?
I may have. I don't remember the timing.
Did you tell them Mr. Combs sexually assaulted you?
I don't remember when I told them.
Did you get a lawyer?
Yes?
The lawyer, who had 45 days earlier, obtained an enormous judgment. At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Why did you hire her? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. You only first alleged assault in June 2024.
I don't remember the timing of things. The rest I can't go into. I understand it's privileged.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Then the judge asked for a sidebar. Let's talk about Prince's party. You said you had no permission to go there, but you knew many people who knew Mr. Combs would be there. At this moment, the judge asked the defense to rephrase. Did you wear a disguise?
No.
Any photo of a chase?
No.
You say you and Ms. Ventura got on a paddleboard into a storm.
Yes.
Any recording of that?
No.
Any note or text message to prove it happened?
I don't think so. We were on a paddleboard.
Did you make it up?
No.
You said you had no time with family. Did you ever go to events with your family and friends?
Sporadically, over 8 years, but few and far between.
Weddings?
Sister and best friends, I believe.
Halloween?
I don't remember.
You had times with others, right?
I had to be in communication 24/7. I was never outside his grip.
Outside of the work environment, why couldn't you explain the abuse you say you were experiencing?
It's more complicated than that.
Isn't it true that other than the few times Mr. Combs was with Ms. Ventura, which is never okay, you were comfortable with Mr. Combs? At this moment, the judge asked the defense to rephrase. You never advised Ms. Ventura to leave him.
No,
Until 2024, you never told anyone you were abused.
unless it was to my privileged therapist, that's true.
Could you waive that privilege? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. You joined the Me Too money grab against Mr. Combs. At this moment, the prosecution objected. You knew Ms. Ventura received money from her lawsuit against Mr. Combs.
It was public.
But you speak with Ms. Ventura?
Never about anything I discussed with the government.
How would we know that? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. Let me show you documents. Read it to yourself. And Your Honor, could we have a sidebar? They had a sidebar, then continued. Mia, were you able to review over the bread some of your interviews with prosecutors?
Yes,
And you didn't mention abuse until June 2024.
I don't remember the dates.
Did you give all your materials to the government?
I gave them to my lawyer. They gave them to the government.
Look at this one. In these notes, did you raise abuse to the prosecutors? At this moment, the prosecution objected, but was overruled. Did you raise it in January 2024?
Definitely not in the first meeting. I don't remember each specific meeting, but I definitely didn't raise it in the first meeting.
And in this next document that you just reviewed,
No, not to the specifics.
you never mentioned abuse until you hired lawyer Sean Crowley.
I have no idea when I first mentioned it, except that it was after I had representation.
You intend to sue Mr. Combs for compensation. You want money.
No.
Who have you worked for since?
Madonna,
For how long?
8 months, from April 2019.
When you did that, did Mr. Combs assist you in getting that job?
Absolutely not.
So you were not blacklisted.
No.
No retribution?
He took away the TV show, the credit I was promised.
You told the jury you were surprised you were let go, right?
I did.
You were let go for drinking.
No.
You remember Ms. Ventura's video called Official Girl?
Yes.
And King of Hearts, and her song with Nicki Minaj, The Boys.
Yes.
And Nicki Minaj is well known.
Yes.
And Ms. Ventura did the song Numb with Rick Ross.
She did.
And I Love It with Fabulous.
Yes.
And do you remember Ms. Ventura being in Studio Kid Cutie?
I don't remember the specifics.
And Mr. Combs himself?
Yes.
The TV show you mentioned, what was it to be about?
My experience.
How a person from a small town dealt with a person such as Mr. Combs.
A comedic version.
What other films do you work on?
Dope, Lawless, Undefeated.
You enjoyed the projects.
Yes.
And you called the people a second family.
We all called it that.
You thought Mr. Combs was a genius.
At the time.
You wanted to continue to work with Mr. Combs, right?
I wanted to continue following my dream.
Do you, if Mr. Combs' company put more money into promoting Ms. Ventura than any other of its artists?
I didn't absorb everything.
Who is Jason Wiley?
He worked for the record label.
In budgeting, right? Do you recall being given the opportunity to have your therapist notes be seen by the parties? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and there was a sidebar. Then they continued. You never called law enforcement, right?
I did not.
You said when you were stopped while speeding in LA, Mr. Combs got you out of it. You remember?
I do.
Did you ever think of calling anonymously?
No.
When you say Mr. Combs hurt your arm, did you seek medical help?
No, I would not have been allowed.
Did you take photos?
No.
Did you scream?
No, I was in shock.
Before the 5 days you say you were awake, did you ever stay awake that long?
Absolutely not.
You testified you would give up all of the money if there had not been sexual. Any discussion that you will make money by testifying?
No, that's not even a thing.
Your Honor, can I set up those other matters? At this moment, the judge said yes and then said, we'll reconvene. Then they continued. Nothing further?
Mia, was posting to social media part of your job?
Yes.
As part of that, did you post on your personal Instagram account?
Yes.
What did Mr. Combs do if he thought you were not doing your job?
I'd be yelled at and humiliated.
Did other employees also post for Mr. Combs' birthday?
Yes.
The birthday video, was it for Club Diddy?
Yes.
Did Mr. Combs co-own the water you were drinking? And did you say Revolt, the project you worked on, at the end?
Yes.
You posted about the good not bad times?
Yes.
Why did you want to make the person who abused you happy?
When he was happy, I was safe.
Were you worried about your physical safety?
Yes. I'd been abused by Puff before. I knew his wrath.
Did you engage a pro bono lawyer?
Yes.
Why did you meet with the government so much?
So my story could be understood.
Why were you terrified?
Of Puff and the repercussions.
Did the government tell you what to say?
No, only to tell the truth.
How do you feel about public speaking?
Terrified.
Can you explain that, given that you've been in comedy?
I had Puff's permission for that.
Any comparison to testifying about Mr. Combs, this you here?
None.
Why are you here today?
If not, I couldn't look my goddaughters in the eye and ever advise them what to do in this situation.
At this moment, the judge asked if there was a recross examination, and the defense said no. So that was the end of Mia's testimony, which in that video we showed you is who she was, known as Sarah, we believe.
The government calls Sylvia Oken. Where do you work?
The Beverly Hills Hotel for 17 years. I'm the director of sales and marketing.
How do reservations work?
A system called Opera.
Does Opera link a customer's alias to their real name?
Yes.
And this one, who is it, really?
Sean Combs.
Can a guest change his or her alias?
Yes.
How is this paid for?
It's to Tia Fletcher at Bad Boy, paid by Amex of Sean Combs.
What's this?
The folio or bill for room 259.
What's his?
A $500 charge for oil damage.
No further questions.
The accompanying guest was Cassie Ventura.
Yes.
Nothing more. And that was it for the day in the Diddy trial. What did you think about the finale of Mia's testimony? Who do you think did better, the prosecution?
Y'all hit the like and subscribe. That was Mills, aka we don't know full testimony in the Diddy trial.